Quick Crypto, bringing you quick KASPA news. KASPA is starting its European Union takeover. A new white paper has just surfaced for KASPA as part of the process for getting admission to trade in Europe, which is extremely big news, but that is not all. As KASPA starts to tap into a projected $16.1 trillion market while also making Ethereum redundant. I know, trust me, I know that Q4 right now is looking rather bleak, and I am sure you are all feeling the frustration and the exhaustion from this market. So I hope and pray that today's video will give you some reassurance that everything is still going according to plan. To learn a lot more and to level up your KASPA and crypto knowledge though, come join my free Discord community. The link will be down below in the description. Now, before I get into the bulk of the content, I want to provide a brief update on the market conditions. KASPA is currently valued at 7.31 cents, down roughly 2.66% on the daily time frame. And the reason why KASPA and the rest of the market is correcting and dumping right now is because of the Fed Chair Jerome Powell. He gave a speech today at the Community Banking Conference where he refrained from commenting on monetary policies or the economic outlook of the market. As you should know, the worst thing for financial markets is FUD. It's uncertainty. It's worse than the FOMO. It's worse than the bad news. Uncertainty, FUD is terrible. So as Jerome Powell, who holds all of America and quite frankly the whole world in his hands, by him refraining on talking about the government shutdown and economic conditions, he has either directly or indirectly injected a lot of FUD into these markets, sending them down. KASPA has been consolidating between these two support and resistance level of 8 cents to 7.4 for about 2 weeks. Now we saw it happen back in July and equally back in April after Liberation Day as well. After Jerome Powell's start his absence from talking about the current economic conditions, we have seen that KASPA might be losing this level of support. The bottom band will be at 7 cents. So it will heavily depend on what we see. I hope that KASPA will find support and rebound off 7 cents. But if not, the next level of support for me is down here at 6.5. If KASPA respects the market structure, the market chart, then that should be the next bottom for KASPA, seeing that KASPA has been following this wedge seemingly for a very long time right now. So 6.5 is the bottom for me, but again, it could go lower. Understand that I'm not a financial advisor, it's not financial advice, so please trade at your discretion and do your own research. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's talk about the recent new development for KASPA, shall we? What has just come through to the market is very, very big news in my belief. The so-called takeover of the European Union, of the European market. LCX Exchange, we can see here, currently got 107,000 followers. LCX have made a very shocking announcement as they have prepared the KASPA MiCA white paper, which has already officially been registered with the ESMA via our NCA and is part of the process of obtaining admission to trading KASPA in Europe, which is cool. Now, is this a big deal or not? I'm sure you're asking. Ultimately, yes. But if I had to give it a ranking on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd probably call it a 7. Because you see, LCX Exchange, right? They are very small. They're a notable player, but a small crypto exchange in this space. They are, of course, nowhere near the size of the giants like Binance or Coinbase, who see billions in daily spot trading volume. Whereas LCX, they see only tens of billions or tens of millions even a day. So they're much, much smaller. But in saying that, LCX are regulated by the Liechtenstein Financial Monetary Authority. They have a very, very strong focus on regulatory compliance in the European region, which gives them a strong reputation and alignment with Europe's MiCA, despite their lackluster size. So this could be seen as a significant validating step for KASPA, as LCX believes this decentralized fair launch proof of work can be fully aligned with MiCA, and if this is approved, it would actually make KASPA one of the first and potentially one of the few that would be fully prepared for MiCA compliance on a regulated European exchange. Now, if you have a quick look through the white paper here, we can see published by LCX, filed by LCX. It's not any other member of the European Economic Area. It's purely their own decision to do this. And what's also important to note is while they are referencing KASPA, if you scroll down here, you can see, talking about KASPA, total offer amount not applicable, so on and so forth. You can see it is the likes of LCX who published this. And when looking at KASPA here, of course, issuer different, or the name, KASPA, legal form, not applicable, not applicable, not applicable. Understandable because KASPA, again, is truly decentralized, fair launch. And in my belief, there's actually a flaw of regulation today and how they apply to truly decentralized projects, which will probably make this admission process a lot more difficult for KASPA because there's nothing to really go off, right? But again, in saying that, that's how KASPA is, and I don't think that should limit it too much. I think this will still be something that will come to the future, and if approved, this would be game-changing. So KASPA seems to be tapping into Europe, which is really good news. And actually, it's not the first instance we have heard about KASPA aiming to start taking over the European Union, the European market. We had an update from the KII a little over a month ago saying that they have officially applied to join the European Central Bank's PONS market contact group for shaping how wholesale financial transactions will settle in central bank money and DLT platforms, right? A significantly important step, by the way, to getting the KII's Warp Core implemented in and creating corridors for financial institutions to interact with KASPA via ISO 20022 connectivity, right? Very big step. And if you didn't know, the shift to ISO 20022 migration and compliance by SWIFT and 91% of financial institutions and banks around the world is 1 month away, happening by November 2025. That in and of itself is a very big deal. Very big news all around for KASPA. I'd argue these two posts here, but I'd argue that this post here, my one here, is a lot more bullish. Again, this is one of my premium insight documents, the alpha institutional sources that I share exclusively to my VIPs. Institutional confirmation of how early we are from Nethermind and PwC Germany. If you didn't know, PwC, they are a partner of DII Desert Energy and also KII, so this does have some relevance to KASPA therefore. In this document, they state, and I quote, the tokenized asset market is expected to reach $16.1 trillion by 2030 with a 50.1% CAGR compound annual growth rate from 2022 to 2026. This is absolutely insane stuff, and better still, this isn't just growth. By the way, this is proof that the entire global financial system will be and is being completely rewired. Everything will be tokenized. Real estate, equities, treasuries, commodities, stablecoins, you name it. Everything is being redefined through tokenization, and the infrastructure is being built now. What's also interesting about this document though, you can see again, just to showcase what it looks like, the front of it at least. Again, this is all available in my VIP. You can get the handle document yourself if you wanted to. Interesting about the document, it talks a lot about ERC and the Ethereum protocol, effectively the standards of this token. Nothing about KASPA, right? Well, not exactly, at least not until recently, because I posted this just yesterday and the KII themselves responded to my post saying this is actually one of the reasons that they don't particularly support Ethereum Virtual Machine, EVM. For now, they are focusing on standards in carbon and energy instruments. Long life assets need long-term solutions. That is the key part there. Long life assets need long-term solutions. While this paper talks a lot about the use case and utility of Ethereum, Ethereum, by all means, is a short-term asset to a long-term solution. It is not scalable enough even with their centralized layer 2 sequencers. Only KASPA can reliably deliver the throughput required to rewire the global financial system, which KASPA's recent stress test of 158 million transactions in a day is proof that it is indeed possible, and we are still extremely early in that regard. Again, saying that, these are the sort of premium insights that we provide in our VIP community, and there's a lot more we provide in there as well. So if that interests you, then we also have a limited time offer where you can join for free for a 7-day free trial, or you can join for free for a month should you sign up to BYDFI, link down below in the description. No KYC, no VPN, regulated exchange. All information about BYDFI and how to get access to Our 1 month free trial for the VIP are available in the Discord server right here and also right here. So come find out a lot more. If you want to find out a lot more, then link down below in the description, and I hope to see you there. Now, despite the fact that I just said that we are still really, really early, and we've got institutional confirmation here of how early we really, really are, that still doesn't mean that therefore KASPA will do nothing until then. Of course, I haven't got a crystal ball or anything like that, and it's not financial advice. Again, trade at your own discretion. I just strongly believe still that KASPA will shock a lot of people this cycle, especially as the FUD is reaching its pinnacle right now. This is the time when normally you see something reverse. As Kathy Woods once said, the longer the base, the bigger the breakout. It's been a long base for KASPA right now, so I believe the breakout is on the horizon with Q4 eventually shaking up to look a lot more bullish. Of course, though, the markets are not doing so well today. Time will tell, though. The government shutdown is still ongoing, so we have to pay attention and be patient as always. Q4 fundamentally so far has actually been good. We're only 9 days in. Bitcoin started Q4 right here at 114, 113k, and now at 120, peaked at 125, making all-time highs. KASPA, yes, hasn't moved much, but the market is starting to show more momentum, and we'll see that hopefully cycle into altcoins in the coming weeks and months ahead. Again, we've got regulatory frameworks coming out, we've got the Swift migration coming out, and a lot more big developments coming out, especially for KASPA. KASPA smart contracts, KASPA smart contracts just came out, and it's scaling more every day, which is good stuff. IGRA labs are accelerating from what I've seen as well. The developments are going smoothly. The KII, talking about that in this video, of course, they should be releasing some of their pilot projects this quarter, the likes of Warp Core, for example, or the likes of Gigawatt, for example, or even the likes of ZETEX. All should be coming out this quarter. Furthermore, we can see in this post, this is the regulatory alignment roadmap for the KI. I proposed a couple of months back now. We can see we should be seeing the launch of KUSD stablecoin and the pilot programs we just looked at coming out sometime now in the next 3 months or so, following with securing US legal opinion, partner with US banks and payment providers, integrating post-quantum cryptography, and listing on CFTC compliant exchanges, and so on and so forth. The roadmap is looking clear, so hopefully we can stay true to that. Again, a lot more is coming. So we'll have to keep, and again, proving to me that still, despite the market sentiment, everything is still going according to plan. Again, if you want to learn more, come check out the VIP. And as always, family, don't be emotional, be logical. And I see you all in the next one.